Really, really good job on this. I really, really love this, man. Really, really love this. Great freaking album. Great concert. Fuck. Great live concert. Like, that was a musical. I've only seen one musical in my life, and that was Hairspray. And I love Hairspray. So, let's jump into this real quick. I want to read some of this stuff, alright? So I was reading some stuff. We already read the song bios. So let's get into the track listings. Okay, the track listings are The Song of Dust, The Witch at the Stake, The Dark Laden Lady's Inn, The Princess Sleeping in the Glass Coffin, The Old and Unused Well of the Boundary that separates life and death, The Princess that Sleeps in the Tower of Roses, The Blue Marquis Castle, The Crucified Saint, The Song of Dawn or The Song of Twilight. Musicians that were on this album were Revo, in charge of composition, lyrics, and arrangement, Nishiyama Takashi on guitar and steel guitar, Yuki on guitar, classical guitar, Saito Jake Shingo on guitar, classical guitar, Marty Friedman on guitar, classical guitar, Hasegawa Atsushi on bass, Igarashi Koji on piano, synthesizer, organ, cembalo, Kawai Eiji on piano, synthesizer, organ, cembalo, electronic piano, Matsumoto Keiji, piano, synthesizer, organ, Junji on drums, Ken on drums, Abe Toru on drums, and Abe Karu on drums. Vocal voice arrangement, Revo Martian von Friedhof, Hatsune Miku or Saki Fujita, Elise, Ayano Kaname, The Nun, which was the second song. Sorry, that was the first song. Miki or Therese, the old woman, the queen, the stepmother, and Alte Rose. She played all those characters, so it's really talented. Kurigame Kazuki, Hansel, Kobayashi Sayumi, Gretel, Remy, the country girl, Jamang, the landlady, the magic mirror, and the huntsman. Oh, she played the huntsman too. Cool. Tomoyo Kurosawa as Snow White, Yume Suzuki, the prince, Sayui, the stepdaughter, Azume Inoue, Mother Hoda, Apricrose, which was the opposite of Alter Rose, Chinatsu Ishii, the stepsister, Mikuni Shimakawa, Rose Princess, Miname Kurabayashi, the first wife, Akio Atsuka, Bluebeard, Joelle Elizabeth. Voice Idofred Einberg, which was the German, that was the narrator. Nobuo Tabita, Miyuki Sawashiro, Asuka Tani, Toru Okawa, Yuichi Nakamura, Saki Fujita, and Sasha. Illustration is Yokoyan. Trivia. Now this is, let's see if I was right about the stories. The story is an album of fairy tale stories exploring the darker aspects of each. Well-known fairy tales such as Hansel and Gretel, I got that one right. Snow White, got that right. Mother Hoda, never heard of this one. Sleeping Beauty, I knew that was about Sleeping Beauty. And Bluebeard. Martian is German for fairy tales. Number 7 is presented several times in the album. 7 tragic stories, 7 deadly sins, 7 victims, 28 bonus tracks of 7 seconds each, making the album total duration of 77 minutes, as well as this album designed to fold out, creating kanji for 7. That's cool. So 777 is God's number. Excluding the bonus tracks when written in Japanese, the tracks links are symmetrical, giving the track listing the appearance of a church. That is awesome. The lyric booklet is made to feel like an old book or a Bible. All the songs with tragic stories contain the identical verse, but arranged in different style, representing the similarities of stories, for instance, the common theme of revenge. Really, really cool, man. I can't believe that Marty Friedman played guitar on this. That was really cool. That's cool, man. Alright, let's jump into this review. My favorites, dude. Alright, so... Yeah, the bonus track's not on the album. So my favorites on this album, I really, really, really loved the Blue Marquee Castle. I really like this one a lot. There's a lot of changes in it. I think I'm going to give this one my favorite for sure. I love the changes in composition in this track. It's just, I mean, honestly, if I didn't watch it live, I still would have probably loved this just listening to Spotify, but that's my favorite on this album. My second favorite, I really like The Princess That Sleeps in the Tower of Roses. That was a really good track as well. And since I love Hands on Gretel, I'm gonna pick The Witch at the Stake is my third favorite for sure. I love Hands on Gretel. I love that story. Album MVP. Fuck. All right. I think just because she plays all these characters, I'm gonna give it to Mickey. I think Mickey deserves it, man. For her to play all of those characters and still, you know, have a different sense in each story. Really, really awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I love it. Very, very talented. It's going to Mickey. Similarities. What does this band sound like? The first band that comes to my mind when I listen to this band is X Japan. Not only does Revo look like the lead singer of X Japan, I think that's a huge, huge influence on this band as a whole. So we're gonna go ahead and put X Japan. What else did I give the last one? See, I gave it to a bunch of classical artists last time, like Mozart, Beethoven, and a lot of classical artists, like Unlucky Morpheus as well. I gave it to them. Let's check it out.
I loved both of them. I love the reverb and
Freedom
Disney.
Creators, Disney.
So Beethoven, I feel
So
like.
big. Okay, so there is two classical pieces that I noticed in here that were kind of, you know, thrown by the wayside. I want to check it out real quick. There you go. There's Beethoven, Symphony Number 9. Then you have Frederick Chopin. Okay. Chopin. And you had Edvard Grieg in the Hall of the Mountain King. And then finally you had Modest Mussorgsky, Pictures at an Exposition, Promenade. Okay, so that being said, we're gonna keep Beethoven. Beethoven's still on there, so I'm gonna keep him on there. I still hear Freedom Creators, so I'm gonna keep them on there as well. Which is Unlucky Morpheus is not side project, but Fuki is in the album. It's a fantastic album if you love Japanese stuff. So yeah, Beethoven, Freedom Creators. I heard some Mozart. We'll keep Mozart in there. Definitely Disney is still there. And finally, I guess I could give this to yeah, we'll give it to Chopin. We'll give Chopin the final one for sure. All classical artists, by the way. Well, majority of them are. Genre. It's classical. It's a classical album. So, yeah. It's classical. Seeing as they have guitars, it's neoclassical. So, we'll put neoclassical. Fuck it. It's neoclassical. It's opera. It's opera. It's musical. It's super progressive. And it is finally jazz. There's a lot of jazz in this album. So, what did I give the last one? So give it to folk. There isn't too many folk elements in this album.
Would be considered classical. It is symphonic. And finally...
Okay. I changed my mind. Classical, opera, symphonic, prog, and finally jazz. That's what I heard. That's what I heard throughout this whole album. So that's what I'm going to stick with. The implication is it's a story of revenge. It's a story of revenge. basically based on this little boy that got killed. He got thrown down a well by some nasty people, and his mother got burned at the stake. Comes back for revenge, only to discover that revenge is not the answer in the end. So in the end, he can rest. He was a restless spirit at first because of the sins committed upon his mother and upon him. So he's a restless spirit, but now he can finally rest because he's seen the love of his life, and she didn't want revenge. She was at peace. She was pure of heart, and that made him pure of heart. In the end, it is a story of revenge that ends up becoming a story of forgiveness. That's how I see it. My rating, I gotta give it, dude. This gets an over 9,000. It's fucking fantastic. It's a really good album. I love it. I love the live. I love the fact that you put in for me to do the live concerts instead of, listen to the fucking album, because I guarantee you would have got a lower rating than what I would have given it. But yes, this is the very first time that Sound Horizon, or Linked Horizon in this case, is getting an over 9,000 out of 10. It is fantastic. It's a fantastic album. Thank you for throwing this in, dude. Our next album review will be Amiensis, Ob Reaction, and it takes place tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. I will see you guys there. Peace!